Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm so glad we are back with our Know Your Member session as part of Global Wedding Network. Global Wedding Network is a group, association where we have come together to build the wedding industry in and out. We have members who are wedding planners, makeup artists, venue owners, event planners, and so on and so forth. About 30 categories of people we have come together to form this wedding network with, Global Wedding Network. So good that we are continuing this series, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have Christopher with us. Hi, Chris.
Hey Mansa, hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, things are good. Getting much
Okay.
better.
Awesome, awesome. For all of you who have logged in, let me just introduce Chris quickly. For your reference, Christopher Prashant, that's his name, has over 10 plus years experience in the field of event industry. He manages something called Pondi Adventure Tourism Limited, uh, and a couple of more. There are so many names in his list that I can go on and on. His passion is to make Pondicherry a better tourism destination. It made him leave his job and start his own, venture called Pondi Adventures in 2015. He specialized in customized event design and client handling. He's associated with the tourism department of Pondicherry and various resorts and hotels in Pondicherry to create beautiful and memorable events. He has organized the biggest New Year event party in Pondicherry with over 4,000 plus guests and handled more than 350 plus global and local events. He is a core member of CII Puducherry and also regional event coordinator of BNI Puducherry region. Wow. I think I'll need 2 minutes more to read your bio itself, Chris.
Thank
So,
you, Mansa.
how,
Thank you so much.
yeah. So how we know, Chris is basically we did an event in Pondicherry, and of course he was our go-to man. He handled everything from the venue, entertainment, and took us around to see the place as well. So today I'm going to be interviewing him to understand the new scope of destination weddings. I mean, he being a wedding planner and event manager himself, he's going to take us through a, peak view of if we have to do weddings in Pondicherry, how is it going to be, what is going to happen, etc. But before that, I'm going to start with basics of the introduction. Chris, tell us more about yourself. What made you quit your job and take up event management?
Okay. My previous job was also into event management. Okay.
Okay.
So just like many other event managers, I got this passion from my college days. So it could be like, it is always like an event manager would have a student background or like a HR background. Okay. So I was having a student background. So I developed my passion and I tried to make it into my career. And I was pretty successful working for another company for 5 years. And then one day I thought like maybe I should start my own venture, and I started Pondi Adventures. And
Nice, nice.
geographically, I want to restrict myself to Pondi because my idea is to make this place better.
Totally, totally. Wow, that's amazing. And how has the journey been from the day you started till March? I want to stop it at March. Till then, how was it been?
Yeah, I think it's always like a fun thing because even I tell all my event aspirant friends, this industry looks very lucrative, okay, from outside, okay, but we know the hardship in this. So I enjoyed it because I was very passionate about this entire industry. I love to see people happy or make people happy. So I thoroughly enjoy this industry. Sometimes we make money, we make very good money. Sometimes we don't make money. Sometimes we lose money, but still, end of the day, when we see some happy clients, I'm always happy. So the passion keeps me going always.
Yeah, that makes up for all the no sleep, less sleep, no food, all those days. The smile makes up
Absolutely,
for all.
absolutely.
I mean, it's so cool, right? I mean, imagine it's the same tone of language that all of us speak, be it Delhi, we were talking to somebody from Delhi, and then Bangalore or Pondicherry for that matter. The spirit is the same of having the passion for events and going that extra mile to see that smile on client's face. So happy to hear that.
Definitely.
Okay. So how is the last 65 days to be precise been? The COVID, post-COVID, how's it been? How did it start? What's happening in Pondicherry?
Even before the lockdown started, we started feeling the pinch, okay?
Okay.
Because like in the second week of February, I did my last wedding for the season, okay? Right after the wedding, this Corona entire thing came up, okay? It started coming to India, and we started seeing a decline in the number of tourists visiting Pondi, okay? So the first week of March, I decided, okay, we need to plan something before something gets worse because it event is one of my vertical. I have another two verticals. One is into wellness industry, and the other one is into activities, tourism activities. So all three verticals are like interconnected to entertainment and tourism. So at one point, when the lockdown was like already in place, I was seeing like no money coming in. Okay,
Right.
so all my three verticals are getting difficulties. At the same time, I have to pump in money to make my people continue their livelihood. Okay, so I had to take some very important decisions just to make sure like the business as well as like my staff members manage at this time. So I was pretty successful in that. So I'm not really feeling like the very bad side of the lockdown yet. Maybe if this continues for maybe 3 more months, yes, I'll feel the pain.
Okay, okay. But what have you been doing last 2.5, 3 months? Like, how are you spending your time? Is there something that you're adding value to your region, to your members, etc.?
So when the first week was more like a vacation, okay. I
Right.
can sleep whenever I want. I can get up whenever I want. Okay. The second week onwards, lucky that I'm part of BNI. Okay. So I was given a role to organize some learning sessions for my region. So I was engaged nearly for 3 weeks in that very seriously. I happened to talk to some very good speakers. I was interacting with them because I was a moderator. So the learning session kept me engaged for 3 weeks. And after one point, when there are like n number of Zoom sessions, okay, around the country, okay, then we decided not to continue learning sessions and put a full stop. So that's where like I don't have any work. So I
Okay.
started thinking the first 2 weeks after that was like very depressing because I have to think back about my business. I don't have anything else to think. And but at maybe after 2 weeks, I realized that this is going to be the new normal. Okay,
Right.
so I had to update and I had to get out of my comfort zone because I am always a person who stays in my comfort zone. Okay. I like to do events which are close to my heart, like something which I really like. Okay. If I don't
Right.
do something, I try to avoid it. So I decided to stay out of my comfort zone and I try to uh, make my presence like more visible because I'm always a person on like an event manager undercover. Okay.
Right.
So I always like to stay behind. You cannot find my pictures, like you can find the pictures of my events, but me not in it because I'm not a photography person. Okay. I don't like to be in photographs. All my team members, they know about
You're
this.
the behind the scene guy.
Always. Okay. And then I realized, okay, which is a disadvantage for me at this point. Okay. So slowly I started making sure, like, let me build up my social media presence. And I started working on my Instagram page. Okay.
Right.
And I decided, okay, this is going to be my future. Okay. Online events are going to be my uh, future. So let me learn about it. Then I realized, okay, online events are not my thing. Okay, because it is just a temporary thing which I don't want to promote. Think when things are going to get better, the online events are not going to get me money. Okay,
Okay.
so I realized this and I started promoting customized event based on the local requirements.
Okay. Okay.
Even now, I worked out like a couple of wedding packages, promoting small weddings, meaningful weddings.
Right. Right.
Uh, I'm
Okay.
more in the process of curation at this point.
Nice, nice. So it's taken like a transition from the beginning of chilling out to then, being busy and then hitting that rock bottom of what's going to happen and now then rising to meet the situation and the needs, right?
Absolutely.
So you have a very unique combination of somebody who handles tourism, somebody who handles wellness and events. I haven't met anybody who does this. So, and the three most hit segments during COVID are these three, right? Tourism, wellness and event management. But I'm really glad that you've taken it well and not hit, that space of what's going to happen and fear and etc. So quickly, not dwelling too much in the past, moving forward. I have a lot of people, when we've done a couple of sessions, Chris, in the past, where I've done workshops, a lot of questions are from the space of starting an event management slash wedding planning company in tier two, tier three cities. So my next question to you is, how is it different starting a firm in tier two cities? How is it different from the metros? What is the skill set that you need to have, and etc. Can you please elaborate on that?
Definitely, the event management business in tier two and tier three are completely different from tier one. Basically, the client exposure is completely different. Okay, the client profiling is completely different, and also the vendors availability is limited when it
Right,
comes to tier two and tier three. You don't have much choice of vendors. You have to sometimes go with what they have rather than what you want. So these are the two major challenges I see. But one biggest advantage of being in a tier two is like, especially during these kind of crises, is like I don't have much overheads.
yeah,
Okay. Especially when I'm in a tier one city, I need a big fancy office. I need like more manpower in place and with big pay scales. So this is one advantage of being not in a tier one city at this point. But in future, I see like this is again going to be a challenge for me, because like when the lockdown is out, okay, most of the people or like the clients that I receive are from Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, visiting Pondicherry, which is not going to happen. And
right,
I'm always like known for like uh, you know this destination
correct,
DMC, right? Destination Management Consultant.
right,
So there is also a classification called Event Management Consultant, EMC. Okay. So
right,
I'm always more like a EMC for many of the travel companies like Thomas Cook and Eastern Travels, SOTC, Kioni. So I used to be, I'm still like many like an EMC for them. So now I may not get that business, and tier one event managers might be getting it. Okay. So what I'm trying to focus is I'm trying to focus local clients.
okay,
So this is something which I want to recommend the tier two, tier three city event aspirants. Try to concentrate local clients, people around you. Try to sell them an event experience more than selling an event business to them. That is going to make a difference for you.
okay, okay. And it has its own pros and cons. That's how I see it. I think when you're explaining, it's and Modi ji said it now, go local. And I think more than people I know for a fact that residents in Pondicherry and smaller cities like Trichy and etc. still look outside. Basically, they come to Chennai, they come to Hyderabad, Bangalore, etc., looking for event planners, wedding planners. They ask us to travel back there and stuff like that. But I think it's a good wave now, and people will look out for people locally and then use their services. And people like you who have been there forever have honed the skills with time. I think it's a great opportunity for people who are ready, right? I mean, so that's a good idea now. So, Chris, tell me something that what happens when something like this, the whole uh, crisis, I want to call it a crisis because it is a space where nobody is earning money. There's a question on employment. The government support is still unclear. We are a segment which is not even recognized, right? I mean, you don't have a foothold anywhere. So, what about the future? Like, how do you see this going forward with respect to event planning and wedding planning as far as that's concerned?
Uh, to be very honest, like I'm just walking on a dark road. Okay. So I don't know what is ahead of me, but I'm just preparing myself for the worst. Okay. So I'm gonna assume like even if the government is planning for some kind of packages, it could be for the hotels, not for the event managers.
Right.
Because event managers would be of the last interest for the government. Okay. And maybe hoteliers, since they are backbone for the in terms of infrastructure, so they might get a better support than event managers. Okay, this is what I see. So I'm not going to depend on the packages what the government might offer for us. So rather, what I am looking at is like collaborations.
Right.
Okay. Uh, yes, we have to promote local businesses, but how we are going to differentiate ourselves right now. Okay. So, for example, an event manager, like a client from Pondicherry, if they are looking for an event manager in Chennai, it is because of some extra offer that they have given. Okay. So, I'm
Correct.
trying to work on like collaborations, like how I can offer the same that a Chennai based event manager or like a Bangalore based event manager wants to offer here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm happy to work along with those event managers who wants to come here and work. So the collaborations is something what I'm looking at. And to be very honest, like I don't want to be just engaged in event industry. I want to look on similar industry. So I'm already getting into delivery business. So I'm using my existing manpower to get into
Okay.
delivery business as well. In that
Okay.
way, that help me to build a client database.
Right.
Could possibly help me post COVID days.
Okay. Okay. And how are you being in communication with your existing clients and etc.? Is there something that you're doing to keep them engaged? Are you in communication with them? What's happening there, client side?
Mine is more of networks more than individual clients. Okay. So I'm connected well with different networks. So I try to engage them with some social events, online events, complimentary promotional events. Uh, I recently got like into an WhatsApp based group activity. So I'm trying to engage my clients with those kind of activities. And I'm not doing like what many other people are doing, like touch basing with the WhatsApp message or SMS, because I strongly don't believe in it. Okay. My point is like, okay, when things are going to get better, okay, when we show some good product in place, I think maybe that time I can get some deals. So right now, my focus is more on engaging them entertainment wise more than
Right.
business wise.
Okay, okay. And how is everybody else in Pondicherry reacting to this, especially considering the maximum revenue for the city is because of tourism? It depends on tourism so much, so that everyday operations must have stalled. The whole city must be silent. So what's happening there from a tourism point of view?
Uh, it's actually a long, big question to answer, but maybe from my little knowledge, what I see is like, yes, the hotels are and restaurants are going to suffer a lot. Okay, because they have made some huge investment and their operational cost is high. And Pondicherry local government, it's a Union Territory, so they don't have enough budget to support them at this point. And if you're not going to have tourists in 3 months' time, it is going to be very unfortunate for many businesses.
Yeah.
So we need like tourist inflow, and we need like people visiting Pondicherry. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Right. Okay. That brings me to the next question, actually, Chris. Is Pondicherry ready for people to travel there? How are they taking precautions? Is the city, I mean, the Union Territory, working towards making it a safe place for tourists?
Uh, the good thing is like being a very small town, there are the strict implementations are taking place very well. Okay, that's why we are able to come out of the red zone quickly, and now we are working till 7 o'clock. Our lockdown is open only after 7. Okay, so we are working till 7 o'clock, and you can see every place they are trying to maintain their hygiene, working with the safety and other measures, whatever possible, and especially hotels. Okay, uh,
Okay.
since tourism is the backbone, they are spending so much money into it. And in fact, many I know like some of the resorts, they are making use of this time to rebuild their resort.
Right. Right.
So they are
Renovation.
actually renovation, and they are changing their linen, they're changing their pillowcases, right from everything. Okay. So they're making use of this opportunity because this is a very rare opportunity. You don't get a break for this long, especially in
Yeah.
a town like in Pondi. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm happy to see those kind of changes. And many top class properties and resorts, they have a beautiful system in place. They are making sure like when the guest comes in, they're having a very safe experience. And public places, yes, there are a challenge maybe as of now, but maybe after 3 months, I think it shouldn't be a challenge.
Okay. Okay. So, what would be your tips for people, especially wedding planners slash makeup artists slash all us, all of us who are looking at working with clients, what would be your tips for us to just keep in mind and start working with them? Do you suggest that we start giving them dates beyond when? When do you think the
I would probably suggest like you should start planning for if you want to do a destination wedding in Pondicherry, you should plan it after 6 months. Okay,
okay,
six
okay,
months is the time period, and this is good enough for you to plan rest of the other things meanwhile.
right,
And after 6 months, things are going to be very normal here in Pondi for sure. And why
okay,
Pondicherry is like, um, of course, traveling outside is going to be very expensive. Maybe the flight tickets might be very expensive at least. Okay, and it is going to be more of risk. Okay, there is always going to be a fear factor now when we get back into our flights. Okay, as host or like the main guest of the event, they might be feeling comfortable, but the invited guest or the invitees or the extended family members, they are going to show some kind of reservation right now, especially when you
okay,
go for Southeast Asia based travels. Okay. Everywhere you see, they might feel of Corona. Okay. So this is a very good time to promote local destinations,
absolutely,
especially beach destinations. And why Pondi? Simple. Pondi is a place where you get like very economical cost effective uh, activities, and also you can see when you go to Bali, they don't sell just like the westernized concept. Okay, it is not just DJ over there, it is not just like some big fat wedding over there. You have some kind of local experiences around Bali which people will be trying out. So in Pondi you can explore those kind of activities as well. When you go to Goa, you may not get those kind of experience. You just party in the beach, have good food, and then you come back to the room. You don't have any experience, local experience. So here we can try to create more local experience so that guests from North India or like Bangalore, when they come to Pondi, they're going to have a completely different experience. For a person from Mumbai who wants to do a destination wedding in Goa, it is not going to be much difference other than the beach resort property. Their language
right,
is going to be same, the food is going to be similar. There is not going to be much of a difference. So when people prefer Pondi, this is a time for them to explore something different.
right.
So this is a USP for us as of now, and definitely the cost is much lesser than what you do a destination wedding in any other location. Varun, have you lost Manasa?
Just a moment.
Okay, okay.
Chris, while she is back, maybe do you have something to share on the screen? Maybe some a catalog or something?
Could you give me like
Yes,
a co-host, right? So
yes,
that maybe I can share like the package that we worked out very
of course,
recently.
of course, I'll do it.
Or like you just need to approve my co-host. Thank you.
I'm here, I'm here. Can you see?
So this is actually a package that I have worked for like lockdown days. This is mostly for like Pondicherry based clients, because I'm promoting like smaller weddings at this time, because like Pondi is known for these big list guest weddings. Okay, so this is the time I'm promoting like smaller weddings. I'm telling them like this is a time for you to have meaningful weddings. So I just came out with two themes as of now: a bright sunflower and a desi romance theme. And almost like the package has like it's a complete package, right from food, a banquet hall, decoration, photography. So in this way, like we work as a team, like our event stakeholders, we work as a team and we deliver a very meaningful product, not just like a regular product. So this is something which I'm focusing as of now.
Hi guys.
Hey, Em.
Yeah, sorry, something's wrong with Zoom. It's never happened on our sessions. It's the first time. Sorry.
It happens always. Don't worry.
Okay. So we were at, my next question was basically saying that destination wedding is out, right? The option of going to, like you said, the Sri Lankas and the Balis of the world is done with, right? And at least for another couple of years, I don't see people having the confidence to move out of India for another 3 years. That's what the experts say, right? And I'm sure you will agree with me saying that this is the right time to look at destinations locally. I mean, be it Karnataka and, closest to Karnataka is, of course, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry for that matter. And that gives them an experience of traveling to a place, and then there is a beach, and then there is like the whole French colony, etc. It's still very non-India for an India, right? So I think, yeah, that's where I think Pondicherry wins. One is the travel time is much lesser than Goa, etc. Number two is the culture is very English, and there is so much that you can still explore. And number three is local support is amazing, like with people like you around. So, are you branding Pondicherry as the next wedding destination? Is there like a plan in place for that? Are you promoting yourself as that? Please help me understand that.
Yes, definitely. We are already in that process. In fact, we are actually in talks with the tourism department, not just for weddings, even for MICE events. Okay, for because like we have very good connectivity, air connectivity. We are closer to Chennai, which is just like 2.5 hours drive, and also we have like two flights operating from Bangalore and Hyderabad. So we have a better connectivity. So this is an advantage for us. And also like in terms of rooms, we have a wide variety of rooms. And the Department of Tourism are already in talks with us. We would be soon coming out with online road shows promoting Pondicherry as a destination. We are already in tie-up with some partnered hotels and resorts. We'll be like showcasing them, and the local event support vendors will also be listed there.
So, as somebody from Bangalore who would be traveling there to take my clients and come there to do a wedding, what kind of local support can you provide us, Chris?
So normally we do an end-to-end support, okay, right from logistics, their check-ins, their accommodation, their F&B. So except the event designing part, we can do the rest of the part. Okay, we can just execute whatever you need. So right from like you have all the sound equipments, light equipments here in Pondi. Okay, you don't need to bring it from another city. So we can help you with every possible event production work and also like logistic work. So you just need to tell us like how many people you want to transport and how many people needs to be accommodated and what needs to be done in terms of event production. We are there to execute it for you. And the best part is like we'll be working under your brand. So it is more like you have a branch office in Pondicherry for you. You're coming in two screens, Em.
I'm trying to move from my phone to my
Okay.
laptop. Okay. So which is so cool, right? I mean, we don't have to have the whole pain of getting our vendors and etc. from here. Again, transport is a big issue. So it's amazing if we have somebody locally there who can represent our brand. And I think that's how companies have been working with you in the past as well. Just now, it will only amplify our dependency on you, will only amplify because of the shortage of manpower everywhere, etc. Right?
Absolutely.
Please,
And I can promise you the costing is not going to be huge. Okay. Sometimes like what event managers think and they do a mistake is they think like, okay, why do I need a person, another event manager there in town? Okay. I'm already an event manager, so I can directly communicate with the vendors and like I can get it done. Okay. I can promise you like I can get better rates even if you try to negotiate directly, and I can give you the better rates directly to you. Okay, I can pass on the benefit to you. So it is
right,
not always about the money. Okay, it is sometimes about like the relationship or like the better output what we look at. And
correct,
you may not know what type of there might be a vendor who offers you for a lesser price, but when the product is there or when the service is there, it is going to be completely different. Okay.
right,
For example, you might ask for a JBL speaker. Okay. But all you get is like a local speaker in the box of a JBL. Okay. So at that point, you cannot fight. Okay. You need a trusted hand over there. Okay. So we can be the trusted hand for fellow event managers from outside town.
right. Okay. So, and also considering you have such a good connection with the government and tourism department, etc., you also work as a consultant for us. Like basically, if I call you checking on which is the best property there, I want a beach-facing place, I want a more activity-based place, etc., you would be able to help us figure that out as well, right?
Absolutely. We can help you with that. Mostly event managers, when they reach out a hotel, they end up going to the sales department of any property, as you know.
Correct.
Okay. So, and when we actually work with a hotel, we always know that what the sales promise is different from what we actually get. Okay. So now I can be a solution for that because like I don't work just with the sales, I work with the lowest employee of the property here. Okay, I'm mostly when I go into a property, I know most of the faces there, be it
Correct.
F&B, be it like housekeeping, be it like a front office. So this way I can get you better rates. Also, I can give you a better service. Okay, you don't need to go and fight. And whenever like there is an outside event manager or like outside client or like someone who is handling between the guest and the hoteliers or like some of the staff might think them as an outsider. Okay, and there is always a disconnect between them. So we can help you to solve all those problems, and you can be a happy guest there as well.
Right. I'm sure. It always works, knowing the right person in the right place instead of
Yes,
figuring your way out. And especially when it's not just about you and your personal travel, you're taking somebody with you, a group of people. So you can't risk it, right? Having an expert
absolutely.
on board always helps. Yeah. So what else adventure activities are available? I know it's not immediately available, but whenever, 6 months from now, what is about Pondi Adventures? What are the different things that we can do there, Chris?
We are more into land-based activities, okay, because like I'm specialized in corporate trainings and corporate team bondings, okay. So for entertainment wise, we have ATVs, all-terrain vehicles, okay. We have rope courses, we have some trampolines, archery, all those activities. But other than me, a couple of my friends, they are into water sports and scuba diving. If someone wants to experience some extreme adventure sport, we can always help them with that too.
Sorry, this is crazy.
That's
I'm
okay.
trying to do everything possible.
That's totally fine. See, when
Okay.
it comes to the properties here, I can guarantee that they are taking like very good care in terms of safety. and they are well ahead of like many other cities. Okay, because like since we are out of lockdown, they have already started working. Okay, so that is a big advantage for the event managers.
Okay, super. So tell me the last question, of course, after that we are opening everybody else to ask questions. So do you also like people from Pondicherry, do they ask
Sorry, Manasa, I lost you. Siddharth, can you just do you know that question?
you to help them with venues outside again?
I lost you. I'm not able to hear you. Okay, maybe till you're back, maybe I would like to add one more information. When we talk about beach weddings, I can promise you like Christine, like very peaceful private beach experience here. Okay, we can actually give you some very good top class properties along with a proper beach wedding. Okay, so we have like access to some private beaches, so which is very clean. Okay, and that is possible too. So for event managers who wants to push for a beach wedding, yes, we have a proper beach for you to access.
Okay, I'm back. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, super. So I'm not going to try and log in from my laptop. I'll just continue with this so that there's no more confusion. Siddharth, you need to help me with the questions because on this I'm not the co-host, so I'll not be able to see it. Or make this ID the co-host as well. Okay, so basically now we're opening for questions. If anybody has any questions, please type in the chat box and let us know. I will definitely ask our expert, the Pondicherry expert, to answer these questions. It can be about wedding planning, event management, starting a company in a tier 2, tier 3 cities, and Pondicherry being a wedding destination, anything on those lines.
And Manasa, I just want to add one more thing. Meanwhile, hearing other questions, okay, I have a representative here today in the guest list who's from TGI Pondicherry. Okay, so TGI property, they have a TGI property in Pondicherry called Hotel Aditi. It's a four
Okay.
property, and for any event managers from Global Wedding Network, they can go and reach them for a very good pricing. Okay.
Oh,
I already
amazing.
had a word with the general manager over there. So anyone who has a GWN reference, they get a special rate for their future events in Pondicherry.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Chris. That's like a gift for everybody as part of GWN.
I thank their GM. I am not sure if he's here, but we have a representative from them. Nitish, the front office person, is here. So I
Hi,
thank
Nitish.
Dr. Mr. Ganesh, the GM of the
Yeah.
block.
Super, super. Hi, Nitish. Thank you so much for joining and thanks for the gesture. Like, I mean, it is at this point of time, any help for each other, from each other is really appreciated. We are all trying our best to get this industry out of this COVID zone or a crisis zone that we're all in. And I'm really glad that all of us have been so positive about this whole thing and not taking it to heart, right? I'm very happy to be talking to you, Chris, like, which is in a very small city, it becomes all the more haunting, right? It is livelihood for a lot more people. We can still manage and then figure out by doing, if not this, something else, if not this, something else, right? But I'm sure a lot of light vendors, a lot of structure vendors, stage guys, for them, there is nothing else they can do. They don't know to do anything else. And they're so dependent on us to guide them saying what next. And I'm sure you're doing a good job of it there. So
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
everybody who's all over the world globally listening to this show, please reach out to Chris for anything related to Pondicherry. And this is my personal experience. I have sent people from my personal circle, friends, family. I have taken my entire team of 40 people there, and Chris is there personally. It's not about, he won't send you a number saying that go talk to them. He will be there before you reach that place, and he will leave that place only after you leave that place in a bus. So thanks for being an amazing person that you are, Chris.
A pleasure always working with you people. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Let's wait for some questions. Anybody having any questions about Pondicherry, about Chris, about the weddings, destination weddings? Trying to see. Okay, I think there is a question. Oh, okay. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about, Chris, and give us the information? Is there anything else that I've missed asking you?
Yeah, I think we are good so far. Like if you think of Pondicherry, you can always call me. That's one thing which I would like to tell you. Okay, and don't think like it is always about money. Okay, sometimes as Manasa might know about me. Okay, sometimes it's more about the passion I have for the industry. So if you don't have any budget but still you want to do something in Pondicherry, please call me. I can help you out.
Correct. And not necessarily wedding, right? It can be a birthday party. It can be a surprise. That the beautiful beaches of Pondicherry is ideal place, I think, for all of us to spend 2-3 days there and then create an experience. I think corporate events, like you said as well. Great.
Mansa, I have a question.
Please
So
ask.
I am just asking for all. So Chris, which is the best beach you think to do some event? Or can you tell more on the beaches which you have done some event and you felt some amazing feeling?
Uh, Actually, the Pondicherry Tourism Department, they're already working on developing six major beaches. Okay. So out of those six, two are already in operation, like which are open for events. One is Paradise Beach and another one is Chinnavir Beach. Paradise Beach is like owned by the tourism corporation, so it is more like a private beach where I operate already over there. So it is one of the best beaches in the city. And also the other beach, it's called Veer Beach and Eden Beach or otherwise, which is a new name. And it is one of the blue flag zoned beach. Okay, it is only few beaches in the country have this blue flag certification. So these are suitable for larger events.
What's a blue flag?
Blue flag is actually it is more like a UNESCO, or like we have this kind of green building concept, right? You follow certain norms and they give you a green certification, like an ISO for the beaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
There is a cleaning team in place always who takes care of the garbages, so it is
Okay.
always clean.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Super. Then all the best, Chris. Hoping that this session was useful for people to know what you do and how you do things and why you do for the passion of it. And anything related to Pondicherry, you will be our go-to person. So please share with us your social media links and your number. We will be sending it across. Do you have anything? Actually, why don't you type it in the chat box, your phone number and website? It's easy for people to reach out to you
We'll do it.
immediately.
I'll share
Whoever
it.
is in the.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So for everybody who's watching us, it's no more destination outside India. India is the most sought after destination. It's time to go local. Figure out, hidden gems in India. Places like Pondicherry are something, which is maintained from years for tourism. So it's a chance for us to pay it back to people of India by increasing their business going local. So yes, for all practical purposes, Chris is there for our help. Thank you so much, Chris. With this, we are ending this interview. Thank you so much for your time. I hope it was useful.